We have Jean on line 9. Her dog has died, and she's really having a hard time with it.
Jean.
Hello.
Hi, Jean.
Hi.
More energy in the voice than I expected to hear.
Oh, well, I'm always afraid I won't be able to hear you. Yeah, my dog died July 14th of this year.
What do you mean always afraid you are?
Well, I mean, not always. I've watched your show, and I hear how you tell people to speak up.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 32.
What kind of a dog?
She was a mix of a lab and a beagle. She looked like a lab on short legs, kind of long.
How long had you had it?
Since she was 3 months old.
How long is that?
September of '84.
What happened?
She developed leukemia, and it's rare in dogs. It's the same kind of leukemia that children get. And she slowly started to slow down. I guess I started to notice it about 8 months to a year before, but not really. I started thinking, well, she's getting older. She's 7. And I took her to the vet for her shots and said, she's kind of slowing down. And the vet said, well, she's 7 and stuff. And then I took her back, and I said, she's really not doing well. And they said, well, it looks like she's pulling her head to one side. And because she's kind of shaped like a dachshund, they thought maybe she injured her back. And they said, oh, but the expense of x-rays, it's just expensive. Just give her an aspirin, she'll be fine. Well, that didn't work. And they said blood work is very expensive. And I look back on it now, and I feel very guilty for not doing it, because if it were a child, you'd say, I don't care, just do it. So finally, I took her in because she just wasn't moving. And I took her in, and I said, I want everything done. And we waited 24 hours, and they said, well, the blood work isn't back yet. And finally, the doctor called and said, there's cancer in the bone marrow. And they referred us to a wonderful place in Fountain Valley that did a great job, and she actually started getting better. And part of the reason was because I went down. We live a distance from there, but my husband went down once a day, and I went down twice a day to visit her and kept encouraging her, and she actually got to come home, and she got better, but finally it just spread to her brain. And my feeling was I would not let her suffer. If she started to suffer, I wouldn't go on with it. And she started having seizures
Jean,
quite frequently, and I mean it just tore your heart out.
Absolutely. And the thing you need to know is that even though you were a week or two, even a month or two behind the diagnosis, that there was not much they would have done for this I was going to say this child, this animal.
Yeah.
But I can see how you feel about this.
It's difficult now because I come home and I expect to see her wagging her tail at the door, and there's just little things that remind me of her.
Well, what it is that a dog, a pet, is a benign presence in your life who always touches you at your most undefended place. When you're fighting with your husband over something really stupid and you're screaming at him, you get out of here and I don't care, and whoever writes the check, and your mother's no good, and this and that.
That's the one.
And the dog,
your mother's no good. That's the one.
Right, and the dog comes in and you go, hello, sweetheart. In the middle of all that, you can be your best. And that's why dogs touch us so deeply, because when we bury a dog, we often bury sometimes the only escape hatch we have to our better, nobler self.
Yeah.
But you'll get over this.
I don't know. It's pretty hard.
It is hard. I mean, I buried a dog 2 years ago, and out in the vegetable garden, and boy, every time I go out there.
That's the hard part. Is I feel, I know it sounds stupid, but like she's lost. She's looking for us because she's very attached to us.
She's not lost. You're lost.
Yeah, that's true.
And you're projecting it onto the dog. After a while, you'll feel differently, and maybe you'll get another dog.
That a lot of people have said that, but my expectations are very high, and I don't think it would be fair to another dog. I expect this dog to be perfect.
Guess what? Every dog creates its own place in your heart. That's the wonderful thing about pets. They don't need an even chance. They create their own. We'll be back.